Hey whales, good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's July the 29th. Let's recap the markets and go over the top stocks to buy for today. And as always, before we get started, let's jump into our trades and review how we're doing so far for this year. So doing really well, guys. We're up 90K USD in profit, 60% win rate across the board. And as you guys know, we started with 100K at the beginning of this year, right? So super proud of ourselves so far, making such a great return. And you can see from the calendar view here in July as well. Awesome, solid month overall, up 9.5K USD in profit. And we have a few days left here, so let's see if we can end the month strong with some great momentum going into August. And again, guys, all the trades that you see here, everything from Google to Delta Airlines to Oscar Health, they're all posted in Discord. You get the swing trade ideas, the day trade ideas, all for you every single day. So I look forward to seeing you here. The link is in the bio for you to join. Okay, so with that said, let's jump in, guys. Now, there are a few different patterns that I love to trade. The first one is the inverse head and shoulders pattern, guys. And this is where we signal bottoming formations within the markets as well as bull flags. So bull flags are continuation patterns of an uptrend. So for the inverse head and shoulders, right, this is sort of how it typically looks like. We have a large downtrend, starts to sort of accumulate and go sideways instead of going down. And then that's when the reversal happens and it starts breaking out. And then the bull flag, of course, we get the uptrend, consolidation, and then more uptrend in the future. Okay, so let's go over the inverse head and shoulders patterns that I'm looking at, and I see 4 different stocks ready to go. The first one is BMY, Bristol Myers Squibb. Great company here, great dividends. You can see clearly we are forming a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, consolidating, right, getting ready for a potential reversal here. So clear, pattern that I'm seeing. You can have a stop loss underneath the $44 mark, and as long as price stays above there, these levels look pretty good to me for a potential reversal on BMY. Okay, so great company there. Next one I like is Grab, guys. As you guys know, I've been in Grab for a while now. You can see we've clearly have a head, left shoulder, right shoulder ready to go, and now we're starting to flag out a little bit as well for Grab. So essentially, right, keep a lookout for some consolidation and more upside here as we continue to start trying to push off this neckline and break above. Okay, Grab is an amazing company, one of the big behemoths, a super app within Southeast Asia. So only a matter of time before the markets start catching up to what Grab's doing. Okay, the next company that I like is Lennar Corporation. So as you guys know, I'm a huge fan of home builders. We made a lot of money on DHI, which is DR Horton, on the last earnings call, right? Just last week, we made like 15% in one day. So Lennar is essentially the same industry, very big competitor of DHI, and it's setting up for a inverse head and shoulders pattern here. You can see the downtrend moving sideways now, and we just need that catalyst for it to sort of rise like this. But looking very good. I think home builders have seen the worst of its sort of years. So keep a lookout for Lennar Corporation as well. And then finally, PG, guys. PNG, Procter & Gamble, great company. Again, dividend holding stock, dividend aristocrat. So something to keep a lookout for to add to your portfolio. Looking very good on a daily 4-hour time frame. You can see clearly we had this downtrend starting to make higher lows, guys. Starting to make higher lows, reversing this trend now. Okay, so keep a lookout for this new trend starting to form on PG, Procter & Gamble. Could be a safe bet going into August, September when market rotation starts to happen. Now, the next pattern that I love, guys, as you guys know, are the flags, the bull flags. So let's go over the bull flags here. The first one is ABCL, okay, Abcelera. This has been getting some pretty good hype overall. You can see great uptrend on the moving averages, starting to flag as well, right? Starting to break out almost. So if it does sort of do a little bit more consolidation, whether it's one more and then lower or right now, this looks pretty bullish to me. So keep a lookout, especially if price comes down to the moving averages around 460, 450. Let's keep going for Affirm. Affirm's starting to look good as well. We are getting some higher lows, higher highs, right? And starting to flag out as well here overall. Okay, so ascending triangle starting to form on Affirm, building up some momentum here. So keep a lookout for a breakout in the future for Affirm. Another one that is starting to look pretty good is Cisco. Cisco, another great name here, right? Starting to form a little bit of a higher low situation, holding these levels, and if it can break above this high at 68, the sky is clear, okay, for Cisco. For Delta Airlines, we mentioned this yesterday, and it did start breaking out from some good levels here, flagging beautifully. Expect airlines to continue going up. You can take a look at the ETF Jets as well. Jets is starting to flag out as well, looking pretty interesting. So keep a lookout for Jets and the rest of the airlines moving forward. Another one is HPE, Hewlett Packard, looking pretty strong here on a great uptrend, right? Starting to flag out, ascending triangle here, building momentum, higher lows. So look out for a breakout in the future as well. Roblox, looking strong as well. You can see we're starting to make higher lows and higher highs here, right? Can turn into an ascending triangle, getting ready for Roblox on beautiful support on the moving averages here. So look for more continuation towards the upside moving forward here. Reddit is a great name, starting to coil out, right? Make a sort of a cup and potential handle in the future before a breakout. Okay, so keep a lookout for Reddit. Great name, great user base. Another one is Wolf, guys, TerraWolf. So keep a lookout. This has been hyped up on X as well. So if it does come down a little bit, right, make a flag. Keep a lookout for a breakout in the future like this as well. And then Visa. Visa has earnings coming up, but I do like the financial sector. I do like Visa here, right? Starting to, build up an ascending triangle off the lows, okay? And you can argue that this could also be an inverse head and shoulders pattern starting to form, okay? So as long as this level at 344 holds, you're looking for Visa to break to all-time highs. All right. And then quickly, the next few sets of things that I love is looking at companies that have earnings beat. Let me get rid of some of these. Earnings beat that did well, but, maybe dropped a little bit, or I want to keep an eye out on. Okay, so the first one is ASML. So ASML, great company, but just didn't do well on its earnings guidance. But you can see overall on a daily time frame, we're starting to make a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. If we build some confluence here as well, we have the 618 down here, closer to $665. So maybe if it does come down there, makes sense for a starter position, or at least looking to get into ASML. DHI, as you guys know, we are in DHI from the lows here with the Discord group, right? So it had a great earnings. So I'm expecting maybe some consolidation here above the moving averages, starting to, start moving sideways and then break sort of bullish here for price to push up. So keep a lookout for DHI, starting to look very good to me. For Google's looking pretty great as well. You can see on the 4-hour time frame, possible continuation here, making higher highs, higher lows. So if it does come down just a little bit, right, closer to the moving averages, I do expect buyers to probably step in here, right? We do have some good support alongside the 175 to 185 mark for Google. IBM had a good earnings, but then, didn't have the best guidance, okay? But you can see we're on the 200 moving averages, very close, okay? So possible one more wave down, but if not, these are good levels to add. A great name, okay? In my opinion, it's a great add here on the daily moving averages, okay? You always want to buy the dips when it dips sort of large like that. Another one, Intuitive Surgical, great company. And if it does pull back closer to the 618 levels at 475, great idea to potentially go in on ISRG. Micron's a great name as well. I do like it a little bit lower, 104 if it comes down, but you can see we are on the daily moving averages already. So this can definitely be a great stronghold and support for Micron moving forward. Another one that is interesting is Netflix, guys. Netflix, amazing company, great earnings call, fantastic numbers. And we are at some very key levels where, buyers typically step in between the 200 moving averages and the moving averages here all together, right? So these are zones where, possible buyers can step in and start making a run on Netflix. ServiceNow, fantastic company, right? An amazing company, great cash flows, great business, very sticky customers. And you can see if it does come down closer to 9.13, even to 8.11, I'm not sure if it's going to go down there, but a little bit lower could take us to $1,000 here and above. All right, so look out for ServiceNow. PepsiCo is looking pretty interesting. From yesterday, we mentioned this again, inverse head and shoulders potential on PepsiCo. If it comes down just a little bit more, let's see, there are two levels here at 139 and 134 for PepsiCo for a chance. And then for T-Mobile, I like T-Mobile here, right? Weekly, it's on the moving averages, starting to consolidate here. Now there is could go one more lower, right, to get a little bit more of these moving averages and then higher. But T-Mobile, one of the best names to be in for communication, so keep an eye out on that. And then for last one is TSM. TSM's just a absolute rocket here, but I'm not going to be chasing, right, because as you guys know from the last video, we are at some, take profit zones, some trim areas. So these are areas not to sort of go into until TSM just falls, or we have a little bit of the moving averages catching up to price. Okay, it's a little bit of extended, not the best risk to reward on there. So that's it, guys. Those are the best stocks to buy for today. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.